better every fucking minute.
Being sent to a third party.
We're on YouTube.
That's
YouTube.
just
We all say
going
God.
into YouTube there.
All right.
Oh, I've got to get up on YouTube now.
Video unavailable. This video is private. Oh my fucking God.
That is public, I'd say.
That's an easy fix, Rich, I think.
Yeah, it's
Is
just
it?
a little bubble there you press.
Let's see if I call one up there.
Is it the metal cell one you're under, yeah?
I'm going in under the metal cell.
Oh, originally.
We're live.
Oh, we're live. Cool.
Yeah, we're private live, so only we can see it.
Oh, cool.
What? That's no good.
I think. No, hang on.
One
Oh,
sec, I'll
we're
try it
live.
there.
Yeah, show it on there and see.
Giving it a like anyway.
Yeah. The metal cell. Yeah, Richie LaFoe's personal meeting room. The metal cell live. Yeah.
Meeting room. Says they're all right, chat.
Are we live? Yeah.
What is it? We are. Will I put that link into the Facebook?
Yeah. I can't see a
We're
thing
about
here
10
now.
seconds behind on YouTube.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
got it up for comments and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
sweet.
Slow as balls for me.
We are live on
Anyway.
YouTube channel.
I had to turn it off because I could hear the echo of it being delayed by a few seconds. So
If you just press it mute on
Yeah, that's what I
YouTube.
do.
yeah, I could do that too. Yeah, that's why it lasted 2 years. Last fuck. Focus.
Oh, you bastard. Don't print. Why am I printing?
You're printing how to get online for Richie. That's
Yeah.
So you can all see it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up
I
there.
Yeah.
see this live now.
Brilliant. Okay. Right. I'll
There's
just
a bit
pause.
of a lag, but that's fucking alright.
That's just the delay of it
expected.
being live.
Yeah. YouTube for the first fucking time. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
and that's the
go.
way it's going to go in future because it's that
I
fucking
think
easy.
so, Richie.
because you can log on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's that as well. Fuck's sake.
Susan
Completely
has you
gone
now,
out of
not Mark.
Facebook.
It's a more diverse demographic anyway, so we're all good.
Okay, so hey everybody, this is Rich from the Metal Cell Podcast. We are live on YouTube and instead of Facebook. Hugely ambitious of me to fucking expect Facebook to work on the third attempt or fourth attempt. So now we're on YouTube and that's the way it's going to be in future. I'm delighted to welcome Danielle, Evan, Joe, Howard, Letty, and our special guest of the night, Pat O'Regan, ex-Smashing Skull Sessions.
Goodbye,
Oh
Pat.
my God. All right, that's so young.
Imagine, who would have thought, huh?
Who would have thought?
So Letty is going to keep an eye on the comments. So if you're going to throw in some comments to any of us or ask Pat some really good questions about his 2 years on the Smash and Skull Sessions, throw them into the comment section and Letty will pass them on to Pat. Is that fair enough?
I will indeed.
All
Plenty of filtering there, Letty, if you don't mind. Fucking
Plenty of
Letty
film.
has no filter.
No.
So is everybody good? We're all good.
Yeah.
There's a shitload of good gigs coming up as well in the next few weeks. Joe and Evan together on the same stage. How bad?
That'll be good fun.
Crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack.
Highly looking forward to that. That'll be as well. Like Party Cannon seem to be like they seem to be creating such a massive fucking buzz over in England and Europe. So it's high time they were back over here. You know.
Yeah, they're always touring as well. Like even today, I think it was. Did they announce some Finnish gigs as well? But they're loved everywhere. Like their gigs are just great crack.
And they've got that logo that just shines out of every fucking
Yeah.
poster. You
And
know,
They were used
It's
in
fucking
a
hilarious.
marketing. Yeah, they were used in a marketing class, kind of like for a lecture for college about how to stand out. There was like an image of like a death metal festival, and it was just all these black and white logos, like illegible. And then the fucking
Party.
the
It's part
coloured
of
party
their
cannon.
contract. They're
It's
not even
brilliant.
allowed to like promoters aren't even allowed to have the logo in black and white or anything. It has to be in that color. So even if you're gonna have a total black and white poster, if you want them to play, it has to be in color.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Fair play.
And how many gigs are you playing together, lads? Is it Limerick, Dublin, or are you doing all three? Is it?
Uncultivates are doing 2. We have a tour. It's half the tour is with Gamma Bomb, and the other half is on our own and with the Crawling and a few others.
Okay.
Pass.
Savage.
Oh yeah, sure. That's Friday night in Fred's,
Saturday.
and then or Saturday in Fred's, and then Sunday everybody's heading to Limerick for Gamma Bomb.
Okay. Class.
Are you going, Danielle?
I am, yeah.
Excellent. And Letty, you're going to see him in Dublin.
I am, and I've actually watched this space for some party cannon content.
All right.
Oh Lord.
Cool.
So let's get to Pat, our special guest of tonight, as he grimaces in pain. It's not going to be that bad, Pat. It's not going to be that bad.
No, it won't. No.
So how's the freedom now? 2 years of every week pestering bands, getting questions together. You know, obviously you were reviewing albums as well, man. It was full on, wasn't it?
It was, Rich. Lads, it's the social media aspect of it probably broke me, I'd say. You know, keeping up with it every day, trying to keep it relevant, posting stuff. You know, prepping stuff, fucking. It's draining. Like 20, 30-second clips there could take you half an hour to make up. Like on top of work and trying to keep the family going, you know, and all this crap. Like it's not easy. Like.
You mean I wasn't paying you enough?
It wasn't, Richie, obviously. That's why
exactly what he's saying. Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
But no, look, and reviewing as well. Like reviewing albums takes time. Like, it's something that I sort of carried into the Smashing Skulls from the outset, so I could never really get rid of it, you know. And
especially the genre you're in, Pat. I mean, like you're talking about a fucking 2-hour commitment to listening alone.
Yeah.
Easily. Easily. Like.
Great point.
Yeah. And again, you know, it's such a niche sort of avenue I went down. You know the bands and you know the people personally, like, so everyone's hitting me up for reviews, and I don't like letting people down, like, so I'm always fucking not a bother. I get you. Give me 2 weeks, give me 3 weeks. Before you know it, you've a list 2 months ahead of albums to review, you know. So look, it all caught up with me maybe, but you know, looking back, it was fucking savage. Like, I mean, when I think about it, if someone like me is into post music like I am, and to see the bands that I was chatting with, you know, I mean, a roll of honor, like it's incredible. So look, I've loved 2 years, Richie. Absolutely loved it. Made more friends than I already had. I thought I knew everybody in the post scene. No, it's another fucking level altogether, you know. It's great. So look, 2 brilliant years, but I will say I'm looking forward to the break. I have to say that, like, I am looking forward to a break.
Was there many bands that you lied about liking just to those friendships going?
So you're breaking up there. I can't hear you, but no, genuinely, every band I interviewed, I probably chased down when it came to interviewing, definitely, you know. Because again, I would have had a wish list of bands there. 200 bands I could drop easy. So I did what? I did 50 odd, Rich. So there was never a band that I was sitting there going, fuck, we have to get this done here now. There was none of that. It was all I was interested in every single story. Like, it was brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, my biggest problem would be, it wasn't problem actually, what's fear was that, you know, Pat was interviewing bands from all over the world. So there was like, you know, Spanish, French, there was Chilean. And, you know, when you're editing all that, you're wondering about how good their English is. And like, to your eternal credit, some of them were pretty poor, but Pat was helping them along. Yeah. And it was just like, oh my God, how is he doing this?
I ended up with some Joey Barton French, like, you know, I tried to flip them, you know. It was ridiculous. Like, I started getting into another personality altogether. But it's not easy talking to them in different language. You know what they're doing? They're speaking the different language. It's not me. Like,
yes.
Making the effort. Yeah. So you're trying to give them all the scope you can, like, as Richie knows, because he edited them. Like, there's moments, I'd say, that you probably edited that I'm there. You know, try to say the word for them, like, it's an easy one. It's an easy one. So, it was great though. Great fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Any other questions there for Pat?
Yeah, is there anyone? Go for
ahead.
Letty.
No, you can go first. All good.
Fuck me, forget my question now.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes to that, Howard.
Is there any like White Elephant band that you wished you'd got or were trying to get or were close to getting that you are just like, fuck, I wish I got that one in?
There was a band. I sort of thought I had it in the bag. You know, I was going to be maybe my last one. That was the plan. It was If These Trees Could Talk. But it just didn't fucking happen. After a lot of sort of toing and froing, it just sort of fell by the wayside. But a second band that I always wanted to get hold of was somebody in either Turna or Olhava, that post-black sound from St. Petersburg. And look, I got it for the last one, so I'm absolutely thrilled with that. But yeah, look, I suppose you know yourselves, you'd be surprised how many, not to let you down, but, you know, tell you, oh yeah, fuck it, man, we're on for that. Yeah, give us a shout in a few weeks, and you give them a shout in a few weeks. Give us a shout next week, and you give them a shout next week, and it's just dead air, you know?
Yeah.
You're left hanging, like, what can you do? That's just the nature of it.
That hasn't happened to me yet, so.
No?
Evan, you might agree, man, but like I think sometimes that can just be a sign of like what bands are like. Like, you know, some bands are just really shit with their social media, or you know, it's not always necessarily a slight of someone saying, "Oh, we don't want to do it." Sometimes it's them just being shite, like, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more on that. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
but I tell you, Joe, I don't get upset about it. Like, you know, there's plenty of bands there to talk to anyway. You know, it's not like it's to be all in all. These are the only fellas I need to get on. There's so many bands in this underground scene. I could fucking do one a week, Richie, like, couldn't I?
Yeah.
But we were doing one a fortnight, you know, it was easy. There was loads there.
Yeah. Is there one band in particular you kind of feel as if you helped break out to a bigger audience?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh, big fucking question. Jesus, do you know? I think they're big they were big in Belgium anyway. But Turpentine Valley, post metal band, I think definitely them coming on the show. I think I had a good laugh with them. You know, they were happy to sip a few beers, have a chat. And the feedback from other people then was, you know, Jesus, checked out that album. It's class, brilliant. So, yeah, Turpentine Valley, I'd say. Astadan, another Belgian band. Again, they're going from strength to strength. I'm not taking the credit for it, like, but you know, I think coming on the show did probably help them a small bit. You know, definitely did.
Yeah, I heard them through the show as well. That they're fucking class. Yeah,
class. Yeah, and
unreal.
Their sound is changing all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, their new album is going to be, I don't know, I think it'll be a bit more shoegazy.
Class.
We'll see where they go with it. Yeah.
What was the biggest like technical gremlin or fucking technical goof that happened either during or before or after any of the interviews?
My accent to begin with, anyway. Like to fucking slow down talking when I talk to them. Welcome to Smash Those Guys. My name is Pat. This is
well, I know one of them anyway. Evan definitely was. He forgot to hit record and interview the band for how long?
Oh no!
I had two bands to make it worse: Outlander and oh Jesus, what's the boys called? Oh my God, it'll come to me in a second. But I had two of them on 25 minutes into the chat, and I looked up to the left-hand corner, no record. I fucking whitey bites and I said, right, how do I break this to the lads here now? Do I continue and just let it go, you know, and say, lads, we had a problem with that? But I just said, no, fuck it, I better say it. So I just said, no, fuck, lads, I'm after recording. And they were as cool as a breeze, in fairness to them. Cold Bones was the second band.
Cold Bones, that's right, yeah.
But look, they were grand about it in the end, but it's an awful feeling, Richie. I tell you. I spend the first half hour of every podcast looking left-hand corner every time. I'd say if you ever look back in it, I made this like, that record button, boy, it has to be there, like. But yeah, that's probably the worst moment I had. Again, dealing with different languages, it's not easy, like, you know.
Yeah, and the review rooms as well were great, and they were very entertaining. But always, Pat, the first fucking I'd say first 5 minutes, I don't know how many restarts you do because the boys would be taking the piss and you'd just be distracted, wouldn't you?
Look, when you get together with a gang like this, you want to enjoy it, like, but you have to be some bit fucking, I don't know, on top of things. But I can't, like, because once I start laughing, it's all. I couldn't say the Smashing Skull sessions began my tongue twister, like, you know.
The Smashy Skull sessions.
Hi, I'm Richie. I'm fucking Pat. All over the place. All over the place.
And I remember as well going, Pat, you have to remember to say the sponsor at the start of the show. Numerous occasions. Numerous occasions he come to the end of the interview. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsors there, and the boys are just cracking up in the background. Going,
I was wondering why it was always in a different t-shirt saying it at the start. On his phone, like, before I definitely start
did I mention?
Yeah.
In the end, they were actually reminding you, weren't they, as well, about...
Yes, they were, Richie.
Tim was saying something to you. Did you make your thing? I thought that was hilarious.
Don't forget your intro. Yeah. All right, lads, all right. I know, I'm on top of things. Total professional, like, fucking hell.
Yeah, but the other side of it then, Pat, like, and people never see, is you have to fucking build up a rapport with people that you never meet. Now, it's grand when they're Irish and English, but like, a lot of these lads were, as I said, Spanish, they were French, they were like Chilean, they were Russian, and like, when the show starts, it's like, okay, and then Pat just goes into his normal spiel, and your man is responding, and you get sucked into the whole interview straight away, and that's down to you then just fucking, sometimes it's ad hoc, sometimes you're like kind of going, fuck it, they're answering the questions too fast.
Yeah.
And your research then has been burned through halfway.
You're on page 3, like after your first question, because they're saying it all. Bollocks, where am I going here? But yeah, it is a bit of a tough one in that respect, like, you know, the language barrier being a thing to begin with, like. But again, I just chat for 5 minutes beforehand, you know, just like we're chatting now. And Richie, is probably you said it to me really from the beginning. It's relaxed, it's a chilled out conversation. I think that's what I was constantly hitting on, you know. Never.
You get the best out of things doing it that way when it's not. Because I think a lot of people, when they know, you know, if they're being recorded, and it's almost like if they, you know, they can see themselves. It's a lot different to how they would talk if you just met them in a pub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be a lot more open, but it becomes, it's almost like people, I've seen interviews with people that I know, and when the camera comes on, they start talking, it's like it's in a job interview, or they're talking to someone from work that almost don't want to let them know fully who they actually are.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that, like all your interviews, you can see it's like just even, do you know what? Funny enough, the way you're sitting now, you always, when you're doing them all, you're every single, you sit back and it adds a very relaxed tone. I guarantee you now, go through any of them, click any random spot, and you're sitting exactly how you're sitting.
The wife mentioned it. She goes, "Is this something wrong with your back, motherfucker?"
It does. It like kind of engrosses everything in this, you know, like relaxed atmosphere, rather than to be like, you know, up.
But you know something, Evan, you're spot on. Like, I just don't want it to be about me at all. Do you know what I mean? As the interviewer, some channels you might watch an interview and you go, Jesus, they're more in front and center than the person they're interviewing. So I suppose that relaxed look for me is sort of, you know, just fuck it, right on there yourself. You wrap this up. But you know, just let the guys talk, like, and I'll just sit back and Jesus lead the way, like, you know.
Yeah, but like you'd have, like me, sometimes actually more than me, because a lot of the bands you would have been interviewing, Pat, would be way more established and would have like 7 or 8 albums and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'd be going through like 6 or 7 sheets of fucking research as you're talking.
Yeah, it's there, but sometimes you don't even use it.
You know, that's
the thing, like, that's the funny thing. And then you go back, then you finish it, you say good luck, and the minute you press stop.
Oh, I know.
The best of the stuff comes out because the lads just drop their guard.
Yeah.
It happens here all the fucking time. Really.
It's
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, a lot of the stuff you can't put on the podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But it's the best stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the green room at a comedy club, you know?
That's it.
Yeah. it's an interesting concept. Like, you know, this whole idea that you chat and the boys are trying to do their best they can to promote their album or their tour or whatever. And next minute, by the stop button. Right, that's it. So, and they go, oh, great. Come here, be sure to come up along and come see us and all this. And it's just, it's gold. It's gold, the stuff you have afterwards, but you can't use it because you've signed out. Like,
You
know?
I always find with like a really good interview with a band will make me kind of like, if I was on the fence in any way or was like, you know, like it's the same thing with back in the day watching like any documentary or tour DVD of a band, and if they seem like, you know, good people that you would hang out with, you'd almost like trick yourself into liking their music when you didn't before, and then actually end up liking it. It's a relatable factor, like, you know, when there is that aspect to things and people are likable, you get rid of that cynical thing in your head, like probably subconsciously, because you kind of think that they're like you and it's relatable, so then you want to like them more. Like,
it kind of goes back to the magazine era too. Remember when Kerrang used to have on the last page, it was like, I don't know, 20 irreverent questions with some random guy. And just based off the answers, you know, you'd kind of affiliate with a little bit and kind of go like, fuck it, I might check this band out.
Going on to Bear Share straight away.
I've seen Dave Mustaine from Megadeth doing one of those, and they're like, how would you like to die? And he said, I want to be crushed by my own wallet. Like, that was when I first kind of got an inkling that he might be a bit of a dickhead.
He turned me down as well, Joe, actually, the bollocks,
But like I would say as well, and it's a fair point, everybody, that Pat has definitely got us all into the post-metal scene through various bands, hasn't he?
And look, I know the question was asked, did it help any bands along the way? It definitely helped Heartalone. I mean, you mentioned us on that podcast dozens of times, and every time we got, you know, a spattering of likes here or a bit of contact there, you know?
But that's great to hear, Howard, actually, you know, that type of thing.
No, it's fantastic.
Like
it correlates with the 2 weeks. And even with Astadan, you know, our intention is to get onto those guys and get some gigs going with them based on your recommendation and things like that. Which, so, from our perspective, it's a small little lift, but it's a lift, you know?
But it's a small genre too, Howard, isn't it? It's very niche,
very insular.
It's fierce family orientated, like, you know. Like the Irish, it's just like the Irish metal scene is in itself, like, you know. Obviously, I'm looking on a worldwide scale, but this style of music is very, very niche.
Yeah,
I think everybody looks after.
It's not for everybody as well, you know. But,
and it's not. That's another thing. Yeah, exactly. Some people must be fucking delighted I'm gone. Like ladies, thank God, some vocals.
Danielle, have you a question?
Yeah, I was just thinking, Pat, like, is there any band whose story you didn't know of and they just came on and you're like, Jesus Christ, didn't know that at all? So I know sometimes, Richie, listen to you, like some bands come on and there's a story there, you're like,
fuck it, yeah, true.
Do you know, I've done so much research, and again, I was lucky enough, Daniel, to pick bands that I knew about and that I would have sort of listened to for the last 5-10 years, like, without a doubt. But I suppose bands who are really just starting out, like Where Mermaids Drown now from France, like, again, you know, you just think they're just a band that got together, but they are an agency. They have their own post-rock agency over in France. There's so much that, you know, their lives are the music, and that's what you're finding out when you're chatting to these bands, smaller bands. You know, it's all about, everything's about music. It's unbelievable, their life, every side project, the multiple projects they're doing. So but I there's one always sticks to me. I'm a huge fan of A Swarm of the Sun, right? And I couldn't wait to get the two boys on, Jacob and Eric. But again, I could have chatted to them for 10-12 hours straight. You know, they were just so interesting. Their concept of music, how they created. So as much as I knew about them, once you got talking to them and got into the background of their lives and how they got into music, incredible. So I'd say A Swarm of the Sun then is probably the one that sort of resonates most there. Yeah, definitely.
Class. Yeah.
Some of my favorite ones were the Brue one, obviously, because I mean, you got me into them, and that was just magical. That piece of music where they did it in the
church.
Church.
That's right.
That was nuts. I think that was one of your first ones, was it?
Well, that's another thing I want to shout out to Brewy actually, because in fairness, like they were a band just on the up. They just released the album, The Machine Is Burning.
Yes.
And everyone knows it could happen to us, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And they were on an upward trajectory, and I hit him up and fuck it. He just said, Pat, yeah, no bother. I think I gave him 2 days notice and he came on.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that's the beauty of this scene, like, you know, fellas just fucking look after you. And that's go on, Rich.
Just We Lost the Sea was another one. Ranges. The Joe Quayle interview was class.
Yeah,
man.
An absolute beautiful person. Legend, Howard, yeah. Yeah.
Saw her in Limerick a couple of years ago with Emma Ruth Rundle. And she was fucking spectacular, you know.
She was, mind-blowing.
I think she was on the Dowen album.
She was on the Dowen album for the last track, a pile of stone upon our graves. But yeah, again, she's just so down to earth, you know. And this is another aspect of it all, Richie. Like, who you're interviewing, they just make you relaxed as well, you know, because it's so, as again, I say the same fucking word again, so niche. Like, they're as relaxed as you are to begin with, because, you know, they know it's a small scene. Numbers won't be colossal watching it, like, so they can relax from the outset, and it's grand. Like Joe Quayle, she didn't even know we were putting it on video. She came on thinking it was only an audio, but it wasn't a big deal to her. She just carried on, like, and it was fantastic, like, you know.
Yeah.
I starting to miss it now.
Yeah, when you're going to come back?
I'll have to reconsider.
I'm being fired already, damn it.
Yes, so Letty has taken the torch. We're going to look forward to what you have got to present to us, Letty. The
first one is Meth, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's the
debut
episode.
I'd say 10 minutes before we jumped on here, I was looking through stories, and Letty had posted that she was meeting with the vocalist from Meth, and I've just, since that album came out, was it Friday, I think? Literally,
yes.
Constantly, they're unreal. They're if anyone hasn't listened to Meth, unbelievable. Another prosthetic band, but they're so good. And so it's an absolutely brilliant start, Letty. Fair play.
Thank you very much. And Sebastian, the vocalist, he was a gentleman. He talked with me for a good 40 minutes, and we even chatted for 20 minutes afterwards. He was giving me some great insight into the music scene over in Chicago and stuff, and it was just a really good chat. I've got lots of bands lined up, ready to go. I just have to film them.
Yeah. And again, so like, that's another good thing about it, because like Pat introduced us to so many fucking bands that we had fucking no idea of, and Letty is going to be doing that. Again, I hadn't a clue of Met, but Jesus Christ, when you played that single, I just went, fucking hell, these are savage, like.
Jesus Christ, Letty, introducing everybody to Meth.
They did make it clear in the interview they weren't named after the drug.
Yeah.
But Letty, did you find that recording now? Did you find you found some of your best bits after you stopped recording?
He was really, really nice during the recording, and I think it's one of my best interviews. Just because of his mannerisms and all that. But even afterwards, he was just so nice, because some of the bands are just bulling to get off. And it's like, I can understand that. Like, it's a different time zone. But he was like so nice and polite to stick around. Like, he only had to leave because he had to feed his cats.
Which made an appearance on the show.
Yes, they're playing in the background.
Yeah, so like that's a big thing now with Letty taking over the Smash and Skull sessions. So you have to remember to say it now every time.
I'm waiting for the day that I'm doing a Metal Cell one, and I do, hey, what's up, everyone? This is Letty from the Smash and Skulls. No, this is the Metal Cell.
Just don't see the one. That's the easiest way. Take it from me. Say nothing. Go straight into the interview.
So that's the big change with me, is that the Metal Cell now is going to be out every 2 weeks instead of once every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dead right.
I know. So Letty will have 1 week, then the Metal Cell will have a week, and that's the way it'll go forward. It just frees me up to do some interesting projects, is all I'm going to say at the moment. They will be on Irish metal bands, but it'll be pretty cool, is what I'll say at the moment. And last year was just chaos.
That was burnout, Richie. It was too much.
It was, man.
It was
fair
too much.
play, but Jesus, man, nuts.
Yeah.
And to think as well how long you've been doing it. I know.
Be 5 years in March.
Yeah, like everyone knows, having one every week, everyone is, extremely appreciative and loves it. And it's like, but it's only when they see, like, there's been times that, you have a family and you have a life and you have a job as well. It's like when you're seeing all of this and you still have to edit it. So there's amount of times you've been messaging us saying that audio from something is fucked or video from something is fucked. So you have to make that work. And then it could be like you're doing the night shift and you're trying to fix something the entire time. It's like up to the wire just to get it out, where people are like, oh yeah, no, expect it to be there, not realizing that, you're doing the work of, there's people that have professional podcasts that get paid to do it with massive sponsors that do not even half that work. Like, once a week is mental
stuff. And he can be moody enough during it. Like, I have to say, I work with the guy as well. Like, remember that?
Jesus, anytime I tried to say you need to do less podcasts and spread them out, I nearly got my fucking head handed to me. And now look at us.
It's just a case of chipping away nice and slowly over the year, Evan. Yeah, we got. I'm delighted, Rich, you cut it back, because it was too much. It really was, like.
There's an understanding there too that it's too much,
Yeah.
But I can almost feel what's coming through now. Once I get this out of the way, I'd another podcast Monday, and now I can see a clear road ahead of me. I'm ahead of editing for the first time in years.
Yeah.
So it just makes a huge difference. And you were right, but it was just no.
Pat's gone, thank fuck, I can actually everything has been halved.
No, I tell you now, like when Letty came on the show, I wanted Letty's interviews out there, and Letty was a fantastic addition. So, just to introduce everybody to Letty and getting her interviews out there, and like she was killing it. She was giving me a fucking interview almost every week and a half, and I was just going, holy shit, this is nuts. So, and I just persevered with that, and between yourself and Letty and mine, I was fucking, by the time I got to December, I was fucked. It was like, it was one podcast. It was like 2 podcasts in the space of nearly 2 weeks. Was it really?
I gave you too much content, Richie. Sorry.
But like, it's the fine line. You think you can do it, but then it just, everything builds up. And if there's just 1 or 2 things that go wrong, everything is out of sync, and holy shit, it's just madness. And then just the whole preparation then for the Metal Cell Awards. It was overwhelming in the end, because it got past the point of enjoyment, and you all pulled me. Every single one of you pulled me on it, and thank you for doing that. Like, it's just fucking madness.
I think it's one of those things as well that people from a like consumer side, where they're watching, they love getting all this stuff. And if, sometimes if you're giving them more, that's all well and good. But, as you're saying, if you're getting burnt out, to get something out every week, there's going to have to be some kind of sacrifice in there. So the best way that
something's got to give,
present, something's got to give. So the best way for you to present it is to have the time to, have your love in it, and like have the time to, get it down properly, without you, because like it'd be one of those things that 5 years already is a mental amount of time for it to be going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it very, very close came to being 5 years, and that was, do you know what I mean?
That was it.
Yeah.
True.
And we could all see it. We could see it in you, and like this, I think this is the right thing to do, to be able, like, having this break of extra time is, even though it's still a massive amount of work to you, now this is like this is easy street now.
And you're halfway to a testimonial too, Richie, so
Is there any comments coming through, Letty, by the way? Sorry.
I think Strangers with Guns accidentally posted the first one. I'll read it out anyway. Zombie Holocausto is up on YouTube. Gonna check it out, Joe. I'm expecting big things. And then Strangers with Guns again. Didn't mean to interrupt there. Hit send by accident. Laugh, cry emoji. Best wishes, Pat. You did great service. And then Sinead Ryan with start a metal club night somewhere, Richie. It's a long time since Termites Limerick closed. Sure, Cork is the same.
A metal night out.
A metal club night.
Club night.
Metal club night.
We used to have a freak scene here back in the day.
Yeah,
that was great crack. Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
Fuck.
I think Sabotage in
Dublin.
Sabotage and Fibbers, yeah. I think they put on a couple of metal nights, so definitely watch there.
Every night is metal night.
Metal
in
night
fucking Fibbers.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be great for a fucking metal night? A metal themed bar.
Oh yeah, the other change is, and that was, I think it was Pat actually suggested this one, is that the Sunday worship goes out once a month.
Daniel is fucking thrilled. Daniel, you thrilled with that?
Yeah, I am.
I could, yeah, the stress.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit of pressure actually, thinking of bands, especially when
I don't send you 2 out of the 3.
But sometimes you're like, oh, I'll put this band in. It's like I put them in like a month ago, but yeah, I think
even just that, Danielle, like people think, when that comes up every week,
yeah,
it's a piece of piss, but it's not. Like there's work
again
involved, there's time involved. Howard, you're spot on. Like
I think Pat, in the same line with what you're saying there, when Richie's talking about going and doing Metal Cell every 2 weeks, it's like.
Where's Joe? Can any of you hear Joe?
Yeah,
no, Joe's gone.
Hello.
Yeah,
just go into the microphone a bit, Joe.
Hello.
Yeah.
There you are. Okay.
Back.
Sorry about that, lads. Yeah, no, I was just saying what Pat was saying there. The amount of behind the scenes work. I think that Richie, doing the Metal Cell every 2 weeks, it's going to give you so much more opportunity to be able to plan things so much better. Because like the bigger things you want to do, the more kind of pre-production and stuff that has to go into it, right?
Yeah.
I was also thinking there, Richie, as well, the anticipation for people who watch your show every 2 weeks, it builds it a bit more, than every week.
100%.
I think so.
100%. If you're oversaturating things, like people, as much as people think, like, the whole thing of regularly, always post regularly, like if you have something, like it's the biggest advice I can give someone that's trying to do anything in like a media thing or a band or anything is like have something that people can look forward to and make a thing about it. I'm not saying like every 6 months, but have something, to make everything feel like an actual event that it is worth going to, rather than just be like, here it is, here it is, here it is, and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving. There's a lot to be said by like, drip feeding things, because people are more engaged in that. They spend more time with it, rather than, there could be times if it's every week, people might listen to like half an hour of it, or they might not like the band and they're like whatever. Whereas now if it's drip fed, now you're going to get people that will listen and learn about the band.
Get rid of the backlog as well. I find it missing
100%.
every other episode. If you've got a gig, run of gigs or something, or if you're going to a gig, you're 3 weeks behind the Metal Cell. It's hard to catch up,
Imagine, yeah. And you know what? I'm just laughing, like, because when I started out with this, like, people actually said you'll probably get 2 months or 3 months out of Irish metal bands, and then you'll have the whole lot covered.
5 years, like
5 fucking years.
Yeah.
Fuck
who have you interviewed the most?
Yeah, who have you interviewed the most?
Who's done the most?
Who's appeared on it the most?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I would say Grey Stag, Horrenda. Grey Stag, Horrenda, probably Words That Burn as well. Yeah, and yourself, Ev.
Me?
Yeah.
I was only on 2.
We're sick of the slide,
Just around, the most any the Crawling, actually, Andy from the Crawling. Yeah, so the most anybody has ever been on over 5 years is 3 times.
Yeah.
I was on twice for Gamma Bomb and once for Devilsome.
Yeah, so it's around 3. I can't kind of limit it to that.
I think I might have the mantle there because I've been on 5, I think. Magna Pina and Partalone.
Oh.
Magna Pina definitely twice, anyway.
Partalone definitely twice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Take 4. A bow, Howard. Take a bow.
Yeah, well, I did a video one, so fuck you.
A professionally shot one.
A professionally shot video one, yeah. And he came to our place. We didn't go anywhere. Like
you provided the photographer, though.
I did, yeah.
And I did an interview with Evan when I was still independent, so
that's true. I think that's kind of how you started getting involved in this as well, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
I remember Richie messaging me being like, "What's the story with Letty?" And straight away I was like, "Look, very, very driven straight away."
Yeah,
even when I
said that
first chatted with you and like how you approached Worn Out and kind of set up the whole thing and how respectful you were of like my time where I had to do X, Y, and Z and organize whatever. You were just so relaxed, so chill. Everything was very quick and easy. Questions were thought out well. It wasn't just like, so do you like, what's your favorite color of music? Like, you know, there was really well thought out. There was a good flow, and I could see by you as well that you just really wanted it. You know, there's nothing worse than, there's a lot of people that love the idea of being seen to be busy or being seen to be doing something.
Yeah.
But if you're going to miss every fucking deadline, if you're going to not answer your phone, if you're going to, like, you know, what's the point? It's like, it's all well and good to have a post saying you did something, but unless you're actually going to put the work in and do it, it's pointless.
I think we're all excited to see what he's going to do.
100%,
you know, it's such enthusiasm for everything that you're doing so far.
100%. Yeah.
So it's great to see someone so young and so happy about this kind of music to take on the mantle and take all that workload on. So fair play to you, Letty. I really am excited to see how things go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I am so pumped to like interview and introduce like different bands that people might have never heard of to the Smashing Skull and Metal Cell communities. If you want a book, you can go to the email.
Put the email. More editing.
More work for Richie. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, class. Yeah.
You're very driven, and I think as long as you don't lose that you're only going to go up and up. Like
Evan's just trying to say that I lost it. It took 2 years. I fucking
listen. You don't have the stance yet, but
no, that comes to you.
And I love the way as I did it, he was doing it. Wait.
Before we go off topic there, Richie, on that the 2 weeks thing, dropping one every 2 weeks, you know, it's of benefit to the bands as well. You know what I mean? Because as Evan was saying, you know, you sort of build up the interview, you know, maybe a few days before, so the band are being talked about a few days before.
Yeah.
The show comes out, you also mention them a day or two after.
Yeah.
So the band are getting a clear run of it for nearly good on a week there, like.
True.
When you work off a 2 week period.
You're right. I never even thought of that.
When you're doing it week by week, it just gets more diluted. Bands are talked about for 2 days and gone. You know, I noticed a lot of websites banging out reviews every day. Too many, like, because the bands, you don't even read them, just too much. Interviews every 3 and 4 days. Too much, way too much. Yeah. So I think that concept of building a band up, interview, and the fallout for a couple of days after, allow them to soak it up, is the way to go. Definitely,
that's something I haven't even thought of, Pat. Yeah, nice one.
Right, I've got a few more comments before we go on, if you want.
People are watching. Hurrah.
Yeah, hello to the 14 people watching.
There's 20 more waiting on Facebook. Sure.
Oh, stop! Oh my God.
I've got Brendan Murphy with thanks Danielle for the Sunday worship, love it. From Ted Mohawk with an axe emoji and a thumbs up emoji. I've got Sinead Ryan with just a quick one. Any thoughts on the Urban Assault and return of another metal promoter for Cork? And she says, this is Roisin BTW.
Oh, by the way. Oh, yeah.
BTW is like BLT or something.
Roisin, the Urban Assault interview is coming out next Friday. So it would be with Abaddon Incarnate and Mourning Beloved and John O'Brien from Irish Metal Archives and Danny as well. So that's coming out next Friday. So, no, sorry. Friday week because it's every 2 weeks now the Metal Cell is out. Hurrah. Yeah, Letty's out this Friday with Met, and the following Friday will be the Urban Assault interview. So that's coming.
Yeah, I want to wish you all the best as well, Letty. Before I miss the opportunity there, I can't wait to see what you bring to it. Like, you know, and I spoke to Richie about this. I was delighted to hear that someone else was taking it over, you know, as opposed to it falling flat. You know, I didn't want that to happen at all. So
it was funny actually. When Richie started typing, I sent in a disgusting music video to the group chat, and I thought he was going to give out to me for sending it in.
That was with the fucking boils on your man's forehead. Still fucking having nightmares over that.
I saw him typing, I was like, oh no, I'm getting banned.
Just a word of advice, Letty, maybe. All right, just make sure spellings are correct when you send them in to Richie, because he literally he'll put out what you put in. All right, be very careful.
No, he won't. Well, he definitely. There's people that have done reviews that fucking did not spell things right, that poor Richie had to fix a lot of shit.
Well, there's that side of it too, I suppose. But I never forget Richie going back a few months ago.
That's right, yeah.
I could be heading to the States or somewhere. Where
I was
abroad.
I went bananas.
I remember this.
I sent him an interview, and he did all the work done, edited, downloaded, and I just read the title. I think it might have been Stagger Some Lettermoth Sluted, possibly.
That's what it was. Fuck's sake, yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
I spelt it wrong, therefore you spelled it wrong, and the minute I opened, I was, oh Jesus,
because it was across the banner on YouTube, wasn't it?
Exactly. I goes, right, Richie's going to the States here now. How do I do this? How do I break this news to him? And I did break it. I had to, because you were going away, but there was a silence on the messaging. You could see the dots, you know.
Richie is typing.
Stopped.
But stopping.
And exactly.
you know you're in trouble then.
So let him be very, very careful. Double check your spelling is all I say, because he's cranky enough.
Oh, I've not given out to it before, not by Richie, but by other people, and I've learnt my lesson.
Yeah.
That's. I knew there was one thing we forgot, Pat. Yeah, that fucking band. Jesus,
I remember that. Yeah,
I had my head in my hands, going, "Sweet Jesus!" And the render was like nearly 3 hours. 3.5 hours.
Yeah. I could hear you screaming from Ladies Bridge. I could hear it behind. I could hear it.
Okay, so the main subject of tonight is metal festivals in the summer. We all picked a festival to promote, or maybe that we have been to or would like to go to. So Evan, we'll start with you. What's the buzz people should be checking out from your side?
As in festival wise, what I chose.
Yeah.
I went for 2000 Trees. It's a festival that I've wanted to go to for a long time. It gives me kind of like knocking stocking vibes in a way. I think it's only like 10,000 or something like that, but it's.
Where is it, Ev?
It's in I can't remember the name of the
England?
right now. No, it's in England. Sorry, yeah. Okay. But it's in July. But it's such a great kind of mix of bands. Like you have, who do I have here that I took down? It was like Static Dress, we have Burner, Gouge Away, Better Lovers, Grove Street, Merrill Streak, Negative Frame, Knives, Split Chain. Jamie Lennon nearly always plays.
So what's the breakdown? Is it hardcore, metalcore, or what?
It's a mix. Yeah, like it really is. Like you'll get, I think the Manchester Orchestra are playing as well, and
oh, cool.
I've sorry, Evan.
Work away.
The Gaslight Anthem, they're headlining. I saw them when did I see them? In 2022. I'm seeing them again at the end of March. They're amazing, not to miss. Merrill Streak, I saw him on Saturday. He is very, very intense.
He's unreal.
Static Dress open for Bring Me the Horizon. I saw them. Definitely a band to watch, and of course, Burner.
The boys. Yeah.
The boys.
So you've literally seen everyone that.
I've seen a selection. It was on my top 2, and then I saw Evan wanted to pick it, so I was like, yeah, Evan can have 2000 Trees. So
fair play. Inhuman Nature are playing as well, who are playing with Crowbar and Tombs.
Yeah, they're unreal.
Yeah, they're
best
absolutely
come out
sick.
of England in a long time.
Wow. Yeah. What style?
So it is death thrashy type stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say like death metal-y, thrashy. It's that very like fast and then kind of slow bell halftime section kind of thing. Gulch have a lot of that kind of thing as well. That, you know, crossover kind of vibe. But
so how do you get to it, Evan? Have you figured out anything to it?
So I was going through a few things. So we're looking at tickets for, I got the tickets for I think it was the 3-day. You can also do 4. So they came to 177. This is pounds. I've added it all up and switched it by the end. So
yeah,
the actual tickets were 177 pounds, which I didn't find too mental at all. It's like a 3-4 day festival with the amount of bands you're getting. I think that's actually that's a very okay kind of price.
Camping included in the price?
Well, I'm getting to everything and I'm adding it up. Flights, I checked, and I also added like going from Cork to London. I added like you know, one bag and an overhead thing for 117, which I was whatever, and then a coach from London out to a return coach is 15 out to the festival grounds. Now
that's cheap.
Yeah, it's not bad. Now the other thing is, because I decided, right, we'll fly, because I went to Boomtown last year and like Emily drove, because we have all our camping stuff. We camp often. We brought all that thinking, right, we're not going to spend the load on buying camping gear. We didn't want to like waste anything. But the whole driving over, getting the ferry, it's fucking taxing.
Yeah.
So what I was looking at, they have like Tangerine Fields, which are these I tried to find just the pre-pitched tents, like a very basic thing, and the closest that I could get like was like the Tangerine Fields. Like maybe I didn't see the very basic thing or it was sold out, but comes to 290. So that'd be like your tent already set up for you. You know, a double airbed mattress and like all your kind of main camping stuff is just there. The other thing about that is you could be like, when you're flying over, you don't want to be flying with stuff. And also, I can't fucking stand people just throwing away tents and like wasting, you know, like at the end of Electric Picnic, when you see them like rolling over all the tents, it's like, it's too much of a waste. So they'll take all that. The other thing then I was looking at like was alcohol to bring to have at the festival. I said 120. I have no idea if that's how much I would actually spend. I was also not going to price up. I was in the office and I didn't want to be sitting there on fucking Tesco UK being like, oh yeah, I'd bring this. So
you'll have cans at the campsite and then you'll have to go in and obviously buy the beer there then.
Well, yeah, I'm not entirely sure if Trees do the thing where you can actually just bring your drink freely. I know Boomtown did.
Yeah.
Boomtown did it.
Boomtown, cool. You could come and go, and it was amazing because like
with your offie.
Yeah, with everything.
Wow. Fuck.
They
That's
also
unusual. Yeah.
The other, it's amazing. The other thing, I'm not sure if they do it, but I don't know if this is like unpopular, but I much preferred where festivals are doing now, where you know you have the
tap and go,
the tap and go thing, where you put up. I know the whole cashless thing, whatever, but bring fucking cash to buy your drugs if you want. It's easy, but it's having that. Like I found even at Boomtown, I put 200 on it, and I knew how much I was spending. I had already spent that. Whereas if I was kind of coming and tapping things as I was going on my phone, and then getting back from the festival, being like, oh shit, I'm after spending like
double the amount.
But now it's like I've spent that, so I'm here to spend that. I want it gone. Like, you know, I'm not gonna bring it back with me.
You can do that with Neon Plus cards as well. You can put a certain amount on.
Yeah.
So they're handy enough as well.
I feel like it'll start happening a lot.
So all in, Evan, how much? Roughly.
So in euro, it kind of came to, it was 843.68, which, to be honest,
hang on a while now, between two people.
No, that's one, just me.
What?
That's just
Holy
me, yeah.
Fuck.
That's
Spending
just
money
me
included, Evan?
Huh? No, that's the other thing. Because anytime I go to a festival,
huge amount of money, Ev.
I can't really.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's about right. Like I can't gauge being like how much you're going to spend. Because the way I see it was like when I book things and do things for a festival, I do it in kind of increments. So it's like by the time I get to the festival, I'm not thinking about the ticket anymore.
Okay, but hang on a while. So it's 800 broken down by four nights. So 200 a night, is
like
it?
all together 843. But I'll be honest with you, any festival that I've gone to in the UK or anything, I'm not looking at it as this.
No.
Like if I started doing that, I'd be like, it becomes this mountain that I'm like, oh bollocks. Like fucking Boomtown cost way more than that. Mainly because I bought it for two because it was a Christmas present for Emily as well. But if I was to look at it like as in one thing, I'd be like, I'm never going to a fucking festival again. But when I was there, it was, by the time August rolled around, it was a free festival. I just paid for booze,
Yeah, it's not money up front. It's
it's
paying
bit
for
by
your
bit.
flight,
bit
by bit,
Yeah, like when you're looking at something all in one, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Put into perspective though, Evan, like I was looking there now, Godspeed, you are playing in September in Dublin, right? A hotel, one of the cheaper hotels in the city on that night was 270, one of the cheaper ones.
Oh,
so there you go, like you talk 800 for a whole fucking weekend, 4 nights.
Yeah.
No brainer.
Like there's stuff I didn't count as in like, I would maybe put 200, but that kind of spending on the day, I really can't gauge how much I'm going to do that. Could be 200, could be.
Well, you'll do it everywhere.
Yeah, anyway. That's it. Yeah. To get, that's really for me getting there, the bare minimum, excuse me, of what I need would be 800.
And when is the festival on, Evan?
It's like the 11th to the 14th of July, I believe.
Okay. So
like
it's
you're
UK,
also in the middle of the sun.
Yeah. So you might get good weather properly.
Trees is known for always having good weather.
Well, that's handy. Okay, that's cool. Danielle, what have you suggested?
So people are probably sick of me talking about Hellfest, so I went with Copenhagen.
What a great lineup.
Yeah, I'm going this year, so I'm not going to Hellfest. I'm going to go here instead.
Okay.
So this is what you have paid.
Yeah, it's pretty painful when you talk about it, actually. So first of all, I suppose the lineup. Just looking at it, they haven't announced everyone, but of the big bands that they have announced, they've announced Tool, Machine Head. Who else is there? Limp Bizkit. June are playing, and I can't wait to see them. Mr. Bungle.
Seeing them in Manchester.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah.
Insanity Alert. There's fucking loads.
The Scratcher playing as well.
Yeah, the Scratcher.
No.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm going, actually.
Fucking class.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny though, the website Danish doesn't translate into English very well, so they have Mr. Bungalow playing. Yeah, instead of two, they have 2 beers.
What?
I swear to God. Yeah. So I hope they're not shy tribute bands now.
That's what I was going to say. It's like,
imagine.
You're laughing at it now, and then you get there, and it's just like, fucking.
What have I done?
Because your man, you met in Dolan's. He's back on stage again.
So look, it's a fucking expensive festival.
Go on, give us the figures.
The ticket.
Flights.
Okay, so flights aren't too bad. About 140 to 170 return from Dublin.
Out of Dublin.
But I'm going to a wedding in Barcelona before it, and going from Barcelona over.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I'll be
this
a mess.
Is Danielle's life at the moment, because that's her age profile is fucking weddings.
Oh, stop.
It's the only one
Saturday
this year,
night.
though. It's the only one this year.
So from Dublin, Danielle, it's how much?
About 140 to 170 return.
Okay, right.
Yeah. The ticket was 370 plus 55 for camping.
Okay.
So it's 425 for the ticket.
What does the camping include? Oh, to be able to camp. It's not
to be able to camp. So there was a group of us. There was 4 of us. Were going to get one of the camping huts for the. It's basically like a little wooden shed with a bunk bed. It's not even a yurt. It's kind of like a wooden shed with bunk beds in it. And they were 800 last year for one, and I was like, grand, see about getting that, and they went up to 1,200, and I was like, fuck no. So yeah, that's kind of the cost breakdown. Beers are expensive now. It's sponsored by Tuborg in the arena, and apparently
absolutely shit beer, by the way. But go on.
But apparently they made a special brew for Copenhagen at 7.5%.
Jesus.
Okay.
No. They also have, obviously, because it's Denmark, they have heaps of craft beer and stuff like that, and like cocktails, and they've got milkshakes with vodka in it and stuff like that.
Right up your street.
Right up my street, exactly. So it was.
But how much?
So like it was like 9.99 euro something for a pint. But if you can get you can get 6 pints for 40. They do like a little.
Jesus Christ.
In one go.
Yeah, one go.
Well, I wouldn't say they're pints either.
Yeah, you wouldn't drink.
No, they're pints, all right. Yeah.
Are they really? Yeah.
Yeah, they're pints. Yeah. So that sounds all. That is the rougher side of it. The better side, from what I remember when I was there, was in the campsite. Everything's really accessible when you compare it to Hellfest. Like I just found Hellfest has gotten to the stage where everything is a fucking hassle. Like you want to get a bag of chips, you're waiting 20 minutes. You want to go into the arena, it's probably nearly an hour. You need to leave before the band you want to see, that type of a thing. Just in case you get caught in queues, things like that. You're walking along, someone wants to go to the toilet, that type of thing. But like with Copenhagen, the festival, the campsite is right beside you. You can be from your tent to main stage in 5 minutes. It's
a bit like Bloodstock then.
It's exactly, now there's another stage. Yeah, it's exactly like Hellfest, and Bloodstock had like an in between kind of festival baby. But yeah, it was really enjoyable when I was there. But they had, in the campsite, they had a 7-Eleven, so you could get like cold beer in the campsite, and it was much cheaper. So yeah, that was really handy. It's pretty cool actually. The campsite, you can get a water taxi from the campsite right across, obviously, the river, and it's right into the center of Copenhagen. So you can you can just get up in the morning and just go over to Copenhagen and get bits there and be back in 20 minutes or so. So that's pretty cool. It's on a massive ship hangar, so it's completely different to any other festival I've been to.
Hang on a minute. So is the ground then cement or earth?
Cement? Yeah.
Oh,
cement.
Fuck.
It's pretty, and it's kind of like,
imagine stage diving.
You don't.
Fuck.
Be taxing on your back and legs after fucking 2 or 3 days, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now the campsite has grass. But
that's
castle like, but it's kind of the main stage. There's like a curve up, like there's a hill, so like it's pretty close. It's pretty cool. Like if you're just kind of sit back on the hill, have a few beers, watch bands.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
it's a really cool vibe that way. They also have this pretty cool thing where
is it tap and go, Daniel?
It's tap and go. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, cool.
It's like a demolition derby kind of thing. So they just bring in scrap cars, and you've got a load of tools. You obviously queue up for it. It's free. Sledgehammers, whatever. They give you a pair of goggles and gloves and say, go ham, and absolutely belt up the cars.
Rage room.
Yeah, kind of like
they have one in Cork now.
Yeah, they're popping up all over the gaff.
There's one in Dublin now as well.
A couple of guitars there that need a fucking look at.
So all in, Evan said 800. What are you reckoning?
Like I don't know how much you'd budget per day. Like you probably wanted these 200 quid a day, I'd say. So what? It's 5 days, 1,500.
Wow.
Fuck. Yeah. 5 days. Yeah.
Probably.
Are you going for the 5 days, Danielle? Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Are you counting in what you're like would spend per day in that as well, or?
Yeah, that would be like €200 a day.
Yeah. See, I didn't put that in because I just have no way of gauging.
Okay.
Like,
So if you just count the flights and the tickets, it's 560, 565. So I suppose it's not the worst, but Copenhagen itself is an expensive city.
It is, yeah. But it's nice to fucking say you've been there anyway, like, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd highly recommend it.
What's the attendances for that, Daniel? How big is it? Like, how big is?
So it was 30,000 when I went there, and I think it's gone up to 50. I think.
Wow.
That's a bit fucking heavy, man.
Like.
Good question, Pat. Yeah,
another level altogether. Yeah, man.
It is. Yeah, that's massive. 50,000. I'm uncomfortable with that now straight away, but that's just me.
I could tell you now. Now I don't know if those figures are accurate. That's what people on Reddit have said.
Thereabouts,
but it would definitely felt 30,000 the last time I was there. It felt very like I arrived 15 minutes before Slipknot and got up near the front, you know, for a headline act. Like Hellfest is 120,000 people now. Like it's
fucking madness.
It's
madness.
Richie's age is showing up there, Richie. You know, fuck that.
Fucking madness.
I get it. I totally get it. Like small festivals best. Yeah.
Any comments there, Letty, so far? Anybody interested in festivals?
No, I've got like one comment, since this is Roisin's Dormedia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. With just 2 of the horns up. So thanks for the 14 people watching. You know, please feel free to drop comments and like pitch in with like your opinions. Have you been to any of these festivals? Let us know. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you not?
Okay, Joe, festival.
Okay, so it was kind of torn between doing a biggie or a wee. You know, I think that like something like Hellfest.
A wee.
A biggie or a wee sounds like.
You move a bit closer to the microphone, like Joe, as well.
Do you need a biggie or a wee?
Big biggie.
Number 1 or number 2?
Like it's hard to argue with something like Hellfest. If it's $300, you can get a flight for $150 and get a bus for like $50. So, and there, like as Daniel says, there's a supermarket there, but
that's a big thing for festivals now.
Yeah, you're still talking about spending an insane amount of money, but then, you know, if you were to go and see the Foo Fighters and Metallica in Dublin, it was going to cost you £1,000 anyway, right?
Absolutely.
The festival I went for, though, is called Huggins Awakens. It's like a little thrash metal festival that's in Austin, in Belgium. But the reason why I like it is because they'll get like 3 or 4 legacy bands. They've got Exorder and Sodom and a couple other decent bands this year. And then they'll always get like 3 or 4 good new bands. So they've got Hell Ripper and a couple other good bands. But tickets are $60. You can fly to like Brussels for like $120. Get a hotel for like $60 and then drink Belgian beers, which are lovely for £4. So, you know, it is
now the
relative,
festival,
isn't
Pat.
it?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
I know
it's
where
like,
you'll be next year.
It's so hard to kind of differentiate whenever you're talking about somewhere like Danielle, you were saying about going to Copenhagen. Like if you were going to go and you were a teetotaler and didn't drink, you could probably spend half the amount. Whereas like the beers are so expensive, like there, or some of the other places, like even like Barcelona, like at that Barcelona Rock Festival, beers are €9, you know, so. It's
and
like
somebody will fucking hit off you as well, no doubt, as you're bringing it back.
Hit on you?
Hit off you.
Oh, Richie, I put a podcast out once a week. Everyone's hitting on me.
I just opened the can of beer and it exploded all over everything.
I like festivals that can get a good mix between legacy bands or trying to get, you know, people who would watch a legacy band and introduce them to something that they might like that's a newer band, you know. But yeah.
And G played that last year, Joe.
We played it last year, and had a great old time.
What's the capacity?
It's like 900 people, but it's in a beautiful area. Like,
is it that small? Wow.
Yeah, like Ostend has got like about 15 miles of giant beaches, and it's just like it's right on the beach.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like.
So the irony of this is last year we were over in Dunk Festival in Ghent, which was running simultaneously alongside the festival that Joe was doing. But last year we were so happy with the lineup in Dunk, we just didn't bother considering where Joe's band were playing because we said we catch them later on in the year. Now this year the lineup for Dunk, Pat,
Don't fucking come back to Pat whenever Dunk is mentioned. Pat's mentioned. Jesus.
Sorry, you've been plugging it for the last fucking 2 years, Pat.
But yeah, granted, yeah.
Take the pain, Pat. Take the pain.
I don't mind. I'm listening to fucking Thunder for the last 2 weeks.
Sorry to interrupt,
and his buddy Timmy, like.
Speaking of festivals, do you remember
Legions of the Damned?
Oh, we were
the one that we never went to.
Yeah.
The one, yeah. That's what I was looking.
We all got the tickets.
A little, yeah, that we were supposed to go to.
Fuck's sake, yeah, that was brilliant.
COVID took over.
Yeah,
we bought.
I forgot about that, Evan. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. But anyway, so the Dunk lineup so far is pretty poor in relation to what we were expecting, and I'm not talking for Pat. I'm talking for myself and Timmy.
No.
So we are looking at heading down to Joe's Festival for one of those nights, since both festivals are running parallel.
Well, it's only one day, so like if the gods are in your favor, then there'll be a good day at Dunk and a good day at Huggins.
Yeah, Huggins is 3 nights, Joe.
3 nights this year, I think, is it?
Is it
3 nights?
This year?
It is.
Yes,
3 nights. No, 3 nights, Joe.
Wow, then they mustn't have announced the other headliners yet. That's cool.
Have a Google there, because myself and Timmy are thinking about going down one of those fucking nights.
Well, there you go. You know more than I do about this, so you can.
But yeah, Timmy's been dropping this for the last 2 days now. He's been throwing hints. I'm not listening. Like, I'm sticking with Dunk. I'm there.
Yeah.
I pay for
yeah, there's more bands to be announced at Dunk too. I know. I think I give him a bit of time to
exactly. There's another
cook it, you know.
12 or 13 bands to be.
But it's nice to have the option, Howard. Is all I'm saying. That's
very true. Very true.
But you know the story, Richie. Like, you'll sit down, you'll have your beers at Dunk. Timmy be fucking nudging you. Come on, we going. Yeah, relax a while now. We'll just chill out, and it won't happen.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, Howard, what have you got?
So I went for Roadburn 2024. It's a great festival. I was last there 2016. I got tickets for 2022, but COVID fucked it, or 2021. I can't remember which. Roadburn's it's one of those things where people have been there will talk about it in some sort of reverence. And I was a bit cynical going there myself. I thought it was a bit pretentious, but I certainly got caught up in it over the 4 or 5 days, or the 4 days at the time.
Is it me, or is it just Howard?
He's gone. I think it's just Howard.
Okay. Put a few bob in the meter, Howard.
Yeah. My internet is unstable.
No, we can hear you now again. Go on.
Yeah. So yeah, it's for, let me check the prices here though. So it's 83 quid a night.
That's very good. 83 euros.
83 euros a night.
Where's it on, Howard?
It's in Tilburg, which is in the southeast of Holland. Not hard to get to. You could fly into Amsterdam from Dublin or Cork. And nice. I think it's just an hour and a half on the train to get down there.
Okay.
The trains go regular all the time. You can go from the airport right into Tilburg itself, or you could alternatively fly into Eindhoven, which is only 20 minutes away. When we went there, we stayed in Eindhoven. We got the train back every evening. It was about a tenner to get the train back in and out. Flights over there about $200, give or take. The accommodation, they have a campsite. It's about a 20-minute walk. I think the camps are already set up for you. The tents are already there. It's $30 a night.
That's good.
They have a Holiday Inn in Eindhoven and a shuttle that goes, and I think it's like, what is it? Accommodation, it's 67, 70 quid a night, which isn't bad,
grand.
You know.
That's grand.
I think when we were there, I think we paid $60 a night when we were there over 4 nights in Eindhoven. Very, very.
What's Eindhoven as a city like?
Beautiful, fucking beautiful. For all we saw of it, you know, we were fucking just falling through it in the morning on the way there and on the way back again, you know. But Tilburg is amazing. It's a lovely, lovely spot. It's really, really.
Is it the size of Cork, Howard? Tilburg?
It's probably bigger. Probably a little bit bigger, but the festival is kind of contained in a very, very small area. There's like 4 or 5 venues on a street. It'd be a bit like if they closed down Oliver Plunkett Street and had a festival there. But what's great about Roadburn is the whole city gets involved in it. So there's a thing called off-road. So if you come off site, there's the whole city is celebrating the Roadburn Fest in their own way. So there's performance on the streets. All the bars have bands. All the nightclubs are banging. There's food and drink deals everywhere. It's a big thing for the city. They bring in artists, they commission them to do special pieces for the weekend, street performances. You won't be bored there, you know.
Would it?
A little bit, but it's what's great about it. It's all in the city. You can go off to the offie and get 6 cans for 4.
I actually didn't know that.
And come back on site with your can, you know.
Class.
Yeah, they used to have
a camping
a
thing or something
system, and it was. It's kind of it's a festival for old men. One of those festivals where you can potter about and have a sit down and have a smoke and have a drink and go in and watch a couple of bands, you know.
I've been doing it for years.
But
hey Pat, that's something to consider next year instead of done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like for us lads, it'd be fucking awesome because it's an easy access festival. The main venue, 013, 013, it's about a 3,000 capacity, let's say. But no matter where you are in the venue, you have a great vantage point.
Yeah.
And then there's little smaller venues splintered off that. For example, I never knew what the lineup was, only for the top 3 or 4, but came across bands like Full of Hell, The Body, just by accident, and fucking there were secret shows. There was the Blood Moon thing with Converge and Chelsea Wolf.
Nice.
There was a piano performance, I forget her name, but she was fantastic. And it's not just heavy metal, it's really, really weird stuff, you know? Stuff you wouldn't normally listen to.
From kind of the 60s forward, really, don't they? You get so many of those kind of, like Crazy World of Arthur Brown could be playing, or like Goblin, or like anything that's kind of anything that you could take acid to, basically, is the
that's literally why Tomas from Carosa has told me to go for that exact reason. I was like, oh yeah, right, okay. I might like it.
That's for everybody.
He's a great selling point, man.
Yeah. Tomas is going this year anyway. It's in March, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's
April
different now.
18th.
Hang on a while, but
that's it. Yeah,
April 18th to the 21st. Yeah.
Okay, so that's handy. You could hit that before you do any summer festivals. Then
it's really worth
it.
For
420 and everything, like.
Yeah. But if the weather's bad, it's indoor venues. There's
you're not affected.
There's awning everywhere. You're not really affected by that kind of stuff. And the vibe there is just nice. It's just, and I found that the artists are really accessible in terms of when they finish their set, they're around, you bump into people.
Nice.
And they do this thing, it's like a press conference. So for example, Cult of Luna played the Salvation albums. So they'll do sets based on albums, but after the show or before the show, I can't remember which, there's like a press conference where they spoke about the making of it. So it's like a Q&A where you can go in and
cool.
ask questions. Just you don't have to be a journalist.
Yeah,
you
festivals
can just,
are doing that a lot more.
Jesus,
now,
that's really nice. Yeah,
really interesting.
That was a very Dunk thing, actually, Howard. Before they moved again back in the forest, back in Zottegem, that was the vibe. Everything you talk about there, Roadburn, just fucking brings me back there. You know, the bands coming out afterwards, sitting on couches with the pass around microphone, and you could ask any question you wanted, throw it back to the band. Fucking brilliant, yeah.
Right,
there's Pat sitting there the whole time on each couch like this.
I'll just give you an all-in price there, Richie, so that you know what we're looking at.
Yeah. What are we looking at?
So altogether, including flights, decent accommodation, trains, and all that crack, all the traveling and all the accommodation, and the tickets for the festival itself for 4 days would be approximately €800 all in, and then it's whatever you spend yourself on the day to day.
Yeah, and how many days is it, Howard?
So
3.
It's 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Yeah,
that's good value.
It's really good value.
Brilliant.
And it's for old people.
Okay,
Pat, I could just imagine to come down Sunday though, Howard. Jesus Christ,
the flight home on a Sunday, man. Fucking hell, yeah.
Depends what you take.
Yeah,
depends on what you're taking.
Through a black hole.
It depends who you're with.
There you go. Pat, what are you pushing for this summer, or is it summer even?
It is summer. It is actually.
Okay.
I'm not going to do the obvious, which would have been Dunk. Obviously, it's too predictable. So something very similar though is Arctangent. It's their 10th anniversary this year.
Oh.
Fuck, what a lineup already. I know there's a few names to be mentioned still, but If I can just get it up here now. I have a few highlights already mentioned on my own here, like Explosions in the Sky, Meshuggah, Mogwai, Menra, 100-Year-Old Man, Year of No Light. Fucking, they're unbelievable live.
The boys
Shiloh, Torpor, Caspian, Electric Wizard, Brickville, you know, diverse.
Hidden Mothers.
Red Fang.
Bands that we've played with.
Red Fang, Jesus, yeah, I mean,
fucking brilliant.
It's unbelievable. Like, they cross so many genres.
Yeah.
Mogwai, as I said, I see Mogwai maybe 15 years ago up in Dublin. I would love to see him again. So this is, I would probably go to this. Yeah.
This is a pilgrimage for you.
No, this could become a pilgrimage. I was there maybe 4 or 5 years ago, sort of for 2 nights, and it was just amazing. It's unreal. It's unreal. So yeah, look, the atmosphere is incredible there, friendly as you can get, you know. It's one of those sort of, I don't know, is it a small, big festival or a big, small festival, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are we looking at capacity-wise, Pat?
I'd say maybe 5,000 at a guess. Okay. It could be bigger now at this stage. I haven't been there for 10 years.
5 or 10, because Trees now is, I'd say it's around the same level as.
Is it?
Trees, because they would be it's in the small festival category.
Oh yeah, I should have said where it is actually.
10,
It's in Fernhill Farm, near Bristol, right? So access.
Bristol is handy from Cork, is it?
Unbelievable. Cheap flights to Bristol, and you're half an hour away then by taxi. The only downside is coverage for phones is fucking zero.
That's a festival.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Like zero. Yes. But not when you need to get back to your hotel at the end.
Yeah,
and you can't get hold of a taxi.
I
which
feel like
happened
that's
me.
standard. Like, I think when there's so many phones in one area, places just shit the bed.
It's the same at the Free Arena.
Mm.
Well, that's it. True. It just shits the bed, like.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind being offline for a while off the grid. It's fucking great. Like, but
it's not that. It's like when when you're on your own walking around being like, I have no idea where I am. You've lost.
And that was me.
Got too excited at a colour.
It was pissing rain. I was on my own. It was 3 in the morning. My hotel my hotel was by the airport. And I'm standing on the side of the country road waiting for the car to pass. Something like fucking Emmerdale. Like, it was like Emmerdale watching it. Fucking nothing passing. And I didn't get back to my hotel till 8, and I was thrown out at 10:30. So, you know.
Christ.
Yeah, a fucking horror. But look, the place itself is amazing. Cheap to get to, as I said. The flights to Bristol, if you can book a hotel and organise with a taxi driver to pick you up, which is what a lot of my friends did. They got picked up. The 2 Richies got picked up after the show finished. Can't say enough about this place.
And does the flights coincide with the festival, Pat? From Cork?
Bristol's every day, Richie. Yeah. Every day.
Perfect.
Happy days. And they're cheap. You could get a return for maybe, I don't know, €80, I would guess, at the moment, if you were to look at it.
So you're playing the biggest issue then is sterling for pints. It's probably 6-7 quid a pint then, is it?
It is. It's a lot of craft beers there, a lot of different stuff. So it's nice to taste it, but you do pay for it. That's the bottom line.
Tangent is camping though, is it?
It is camping, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Geez, yeah, okay.
Is
that included in the price?
I'd say no, it's €177 for a ticket for the 3 nights, which is, I think it's on average, lads, really, isn't it?
That's fucking amazing. That's amazing for the lineup.
That was
Jesus
Christ,
same as
Trees, like
yeah, it's the same exactly, Evan. Yeah. The hut that you mentioned, Danielle, they have them as well, and I used to get them at Dunk before because I'm one of those older folk, as you mentioned, Howard. You know, sitting by your hut, you know,
wheel them around the other side, Nana.
Good evening. You can hear them from here. But I think that nearly costs £450 for 2 people.
For 2,
right? So break it down, we say £250 for your 3 nights in a very, very comfortable hut.
That's good, like
right on the grounds. So look,
you're not waiting for taxis or anything.
No waiting for anything.
That's the key there, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So look, again, I think it falls into the same categories as I'd say you're talking maybe 800. I'd say before you're finished, flights, accommodation, transfers, and whatever else. I'd say you're in the same ballpark as the rest of you lads.
And then that drinking and food money. Then after that,
that's up to you. Depends how thirsty you are.
Yeah, it's completely up to you.
What about food in any of those places? Yeah, all good, yeah.
Again, it's been a few years since I've been there, but I would say easy 20-25 huts serving food. everything, Asian food, Mexican, fish and chips, you name it, it's all there.
Okay,
nice.
there.
Yeah.
And we have the lads, Josh from Host Body are playing it as well. Shout out to those guys.
Oh yes, they are.
Yeah, Mouth is one of the best tunes. It came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah. Fucking video and tune. Unreal.
One of the best tunes that I've heard all year. Like, so good.
Letty, any comments, or do you want to just jump in?
No, I've got a few comments. It's good you saved mine so last, because mine is, I come on a Metal Cell podcast, I pick a pop punk festival.
Pop pump.
Pop punk.
Hot punk.
I can't say. I'm not saying it again.
I can say it now with the Smashing Skull sessions next time.
No word of a lie. I literally just got a message from Ed in the Magna Penis saying, "Are we going to Arc Engine? It looks fucking awesome." What the fuck, like?
I've got Danny Butler. I've got Danny Butler. Think I'll stick to my Dolan's gigs. 30 odd quid for the more expensive tickets, and the same for the green bus there and back. Smiley with Dolan, Siege of Limerick, fucking brilliant. Burning Metal Ireland. After hearing all these prices, I'm glad I done festivals hardcore 2004 to 2021. €500 all in was an expensive one. And then Burning Metal Ireland, I think, was in relation to Howard. I can see you working fine. Conjuring from the Hellfire Club. I've always wanted to go to Roadburn. And then we've got Podrick Farrelly with don't forget Pat Clowncore are playing
Amazing.
Two clowns playing techno metal jazz. You can't go wrong.
What? They played in Dublin not long ago, didn't they?
I missed that, Lady. Clowncore or what?
There are two clowns playing techno metal jazz. You can't go wrong.
What's the drummer's name?
It's Louis Cole.
Louis Cole, yeah.
Fucking amazing. Clowncore are one of the best things to happen.
When they play live,
last 5 years.
Yeah, they have like the video that they kind of went viral for, where it's
like
they're in a porta potty. It's in like a porta potty kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when they play live, they have the porta potty, but like the front parts cut out so you can see in it, but the background, it's all these lights and the background changes. And then at a certain song, like the porta potty turns into something else. It opens
up. It's like
amazing. It opens up. Yeah.
And are they? What's the relevance with Clowncore?
They're playing
Arctangent.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, missed that. Letty, what's your festival?
I picked Slam Dunk Festival, the UK edition, because it happens all over Europe.
Okay.
So they've got it in London the 25th and Leeds the 26th, which is a Saturday and a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a 2-day festival, happens in May. They had all the ticket prices pretty easy to find. So general admission is £119.90. This is for if you want to pick London or Leeds.
Okay.
The VIP is £165, but they weren't available. And then if you want the weekend, it's £181.50. And if you're in a wheelchair, you pay £119.
You really went all in. Fair play.
The wheelchair weekend is £181.50, and the wheelchair VIP is £165. And if they pride themselves that they're a family festival, so if you've got any kids under 5, they go for free.
Cool.
Under 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing I would say. The one thing
the
I would say
Bloodstock and the English festivals,
the
I think, are really big into that family thing. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, I seen a child at Bloodstock and I couldn't have been more than 10 weeks old. And I'm not exaggerating with that. All of us were like,
festival this year.
It had a carling in one hand. No.
Tattooed already.
Young.
Circle pit of babies.
Bloodstock is really into that. Like you'd see toddlers running around, and it's kind of weird when you're absolutely out of your head and you're just like, oh.
And you're using them, and you're using their heads for balance as you're so drunk.
Or when you're crowd surfing.
I used two kids' heads to prevent myself from falling.
Well, that's why you had them, like.
The lineup includes Yumi at 6, who announced that they're breaking up, and it's 2025 will be their final year active as a band. State Champs, who are touring with Simple Plan at the minute. I Prevail, who I saw last March. They were brilliant. If you get the opportunity to go see them, definitely go see them. As December Falls, who I interviewed and saw, Water Parks, The Wonder Years, and Guilt Trip, who I also interviewed.
So who are the headliners, Letty?
Those were the headliners. Those were some of the bands like on the lineup. There's loads more, and I'm not sure if there's any more to be announced.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't fucking know any of these bands bar as December Falls.
Richie, no.
Definitely not for me, yeah.
Fair enough.
But like so Letty, what type of people will go to that? Or is it going to be
young people?
Early 20s?
It'll probably be early 20s, mid 30s. You might catch an early 40s there, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Would you feel out of place, Letty, if you were early 40s?
You'll probably catch a lot of.
So if I go there if myself and Joe go there with big overcoats and fucking Russian hats.
Yeah, you'll probably catch a lot of like very late 30s with a lot of very younger 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's good for perspective. So what's the all-in, Letty, roughly?
Well,
flights and tickets and accommodation, roughly.
Well, that was kind of difficult to do because it's in two separate areas. So Leeds, I did Leeds first because I actually was pricing it up for myself to see if I was able to go. So you can fly into Leeds from Dublin. You can fly into Leeds Bradford with buses from the airport every 20 minutes. This is all the information I got off one website. Aer Lingus is offering flights from €144 to Leeds Bradford, going up to 235. But that was at the time as I was researching, because this was one of those websites that's like, oh, price could go up in 4 minutes.
That's a lot for Leeds.
Yeah.
It's Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flight is about an hour and 10 minutes.
We all are.
Yeah.
You can get the ferry either to Holyhead
the ferry
and take the train. There's 2 changeovers, and it ranges from about €89 to 194.
Okay.
The hotels, in Leeds were actually very well rated and kind of reasonable price wise. I got a couple of ones. The Metal Hotel has a 7.5 rating. It was 583 for 3 nights because I priced it for the fly in Friday and leave on the Sunday night.
Yeah.
Depending on which ones
Leeds,
you were going to.
Leeds has a good selection of hotels. I've stayed in Leeds a load of times with matches and stuff.
Leeds is fucking awesome, man. It's one of my favorite
it's a fucking great town. Yeah, it's a student.
I've only ever been there for
damnation.
Like we played there, and then I was gone. Like so.
Yeah. And you can fly into Manchester to get to Leeds. You can fly into Liverpool to get to Leeds, so it's well serviced.
Bradford and it's 13 minutes to the venue by car. So
it's one venue, Letty, is it?
That's for Leeds. It's Temple New Sam in Leeds, and then for London it is Hatfield Park.
Which is what? What's Hatfield Park? Never heard of it.
It's like a big house. They're both like big park garden venues.
Oh, interesting.
Big old estates of some kind, is it?
Yeah, they're a bit like Mount Juliet, if you've ever seen pictures of that.
Yeah,
I've only ever seen pictures of Mount Juliet.
I've played there, so. Golf.
My brother's a member there, so.
Okay. Letty, don't give too much away about yourself there.
I live far away, don't worry.
Yeah.
How would they fix for accommodation, tell us? Can they squeeze us in?
I'm sure we can book you in as a guest.
Okay, so the one I'm recommending is Brutal Assault. It's an absolute no-brainer for people that are living that have access to Dublin, that are really within the suburbs and stuff like that, because coming up from Cork to Dublin is a pain in the hole, as myself and Howard and Evan and Pat knows, and Daniel.
It's a pain in the hole.
It is a pain in the hole. Man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Brutal Assault 2024, it's in a fortress in Genover. It's on Wednesday the 7th to the 10th of August. It's €192 for a 4-day ticket. Camping is included in that.
Is included, Richie.
Is included in that.
That's savage.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways out of Dublin. It's Aer Lingus and Ryanair, but I would go with Aer Lingus for this, because the Aer Lingus flight on the Wednesday is out at 7:30 in the morning. and it's leaving Sunday at 10 to 12 midday, okay? Whereas the Ryanair is out at 10 to 10 on the Wednesday morning, and it's leaving Sunday at 10:15 in the morning, which is a fucking disaster.
Jesus, no.
So forget about that one. You've some chance with the 11:50 flight, because the reason why I'm saying that is you're flying into Prague, okay? So there's from Prague to Janover or to any of the kind of available areas where I'm going to give you hotel locations, it's an hour and a half transfer. So the transfer is 60 euros per person. So if there's 4 of you going, you'll get a transfer out to your hotel, which is probably be 30 minutes from the festival, if that makes sense. So it's 60 euros per person. Okay, so it's an hour and a half journey out there. So if you're like me and you want to fucking go hotels, and there's a twin hostels, right, which is 63 euros a night. And that again is serviced by a shuttle bus. So if you pay for the hostel or if you pay for the hotel, the shuttle bus is free because it's so it's linked up with Brutal Assault.
How long of a walk is it if you're trying to save money?
You won't be able to do it, Evan.
Oh, you fucking don't tell me what I can or cannot do.
It's 30 minutes along a fucking motorway, and it's a busy motorway. You'll be fucking brown bread before you're 10 minutes down the road.
Not me.
Evans walked through the tunnel, man.
Yeah, I walk fucking stand on a car. Be grand.
So if you wanted it, so that was the hostel, right? And if you wanted to do a hotel, there's a 5-bedroom hotel room. Okay, get this, for the Wednesday to the Sunday, for 4 nights, it's 1,136 split 5 ways. So that's fucking great value.
What if you have no friends?
Yeah, well, you're fucked then. Don't go there.
Yeah.
So
more room though.
So the lineup then, right? It's Abbott plays Immortal, Architects, Baroness, Behemoth, Brutus, Cancerbrats, Carcass, Deicide, Emperor, Evil Invaders, Exodus, Exhumer, Forbidden. God is an astronaut are thrown in there, which I love. Grand Magnus, Guilt Trip are playing there.
There's no chill at that fucking festival, Richie.
No, there's not. Ginger's not supposed to be. Left to Die, Lick, Madball, My Dying Bride, Party Cannon, Pig Destroyer, Primordial is playing there. Red Fang, Sadist, Skeleton Remains, Spirit Box, Stone Jesus, Terrorizer, Black Delilah Murder, The Obsessed, This Is Hell,
Black Delilah Murder.
Black Dahlia Murder.
Black Dahlia Murder.
I'm
not going to fucking edit that one out. Hellhammer.
Sorry, Dad.
Whitechapel, bloody blah.
We have Black Delilah Murder at home.
So
is this the 2.0?
All in for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is 676, including flights and accommodation. The alcohol to buy points is €2 a pint.
Jesus fuck.
So there you go.
See, man, Richie, like the venue is like the venue is it's insane. It's like a fortress from that they built during the Ottoman Empire or whatever. Like
correct.
Yeah, I'm mad to go.
It's nuts. Like you walk inside this big gigantic circular arena. It's nearly something gladiatorial, isn't it?
There's 4 stages there. So there's the main stage. There's a second stage which is not quite as big. You're talking about, I think it was 13. They brought it up to 15,000 people now. Perfect. And there's shade everywhere. It is fucking hot there. So it goes up to 28 to 29 degrees. But because it's inside these castle walls, there's loads of areas for you to comfortably lay back in the shade and watch the band. There's a hill section to overlook the main stage, but you're going to be burnt there. There's no shortage of beers. So you're not queuing for you're not queuing for fucking 20 minutes. You get served the whole time. It's tap and go, and it's a fucking no-brainer in relation to extreme heavy metal festivals. It's the best out there.
It sounds
had me a Black
amazing.
Delilah Murder.
I've got a few comments if you want to hear it.
Oh yeah, no doubt slating me. They have yet to come in probably.
They'll ask you to sing that song, Delilah. What the hell?
Black Dahlia.
I've got Alex Dissonant saying "sup," and then he says, "Ha ha ha, Black Delilah murder."
He knows.
Fuck off.
I've got Burning Metal Ireland saying "bye bye bye Delilah," and Conjuring from the Hellfire Club LMFAO.
Yeah.
You know what, Richie? I respect you for not knowing how to pronounce that band's name. Man. Fair play to you.
Thank God you're only doing them 2 weeks now. Like you can have time to recover from shit like this.
This has to make the highlight reel.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
Tell me the sound quality, Richie, at that.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question, Pat. Yeah.
Everything sounds great when you fucking loads of €2 beers in you, like.
Oh yeah. I'm going to the other side, actually. Yeah.
I actually decided, this is a true story, I decided to take it easy on the last night. So I said I'd go in and get a glass of wine for myself because I'd sobered up. And then so it was around 4:00 in the afternoon. So I'd sobered up and I went over to one of the stages. It's a fabulous stage. It's probably would hold around, I'd say, 400 or 500 people. So the likes of Pentagram were playing there and Misery Index, they were all playing in that stage. So I went in anyway and I asked your one for a glass of red wine. Okay, so she poured me the red wine and I went, oh, class. So I tapped it and she gave me the bottle with the glass of red wine. I went, what the fuck? And she goes, well, you ordered this. And I goes, yeah, but I only ordered a glass. And she goes, oh, well, there's the bottle. And I was there, fucking hell. This is now on the Saturday and we're flying out early Sunday morning and I'm trying to be a fucking good guy and stay sober. So, and I was there, what can I do? And she goes, well, I can't take it back off your tag, you have to take it. And I'm going,
I have to drink it, so.
Yeah, so off I went. Off I went, and you see, there's an app with Brutal Assault as well, and it will tell you how much it cost. So I just went straight in and went, this is fucking now 40 fucking euros, and it was 15 euros for a bottle of red wine.
Fucking very reasonable.
Deadly.
And do you remember anything else?
Nah, of course I had to finish it then. Like, fuck's sake.
Richie, there's another festival I think worth mentioning that seems to be that I'd love to hear if anybody has gone to. It's in Romania. Have any of you heard?
Oh, I'm looking at that Transylvania. Yes.
Yeah, it's near Dracula's Castle. It's a similar enough line up to Brutal Assault, and I'd imagine like it's Romania. Romania is very cheap. I've been.
To get there though, Danielle, I haven't done any detective work on it.
So a friend of mine did the detective work on it and said you'd have to fly to London first and then fly over. But he said it's only a half an hour then to it. Because I think it's far enough from Bucharest. I haven't looked into it myself now. But that's just I heard that through the grapevine. But it's another one.
The lineup is incredible on it.
It's very similar, to Brutal Assault. But
I've got another comment from Alex.
Oh God, what is this?
Who doesn't remember plain white tees with their smash hit "Hey There, Dahlia"?
That's very good.
Bravo, Alex! Bravo.
My Dahlia.
Throwing some screams.
But when we're talking about all these festivals, there's for and against all of them, isn't there? When you think about the cheap beer, where you have to travel and the cost. But either way, no matter where in Europe, or if you want to go further, no matter where you go, the fucking return home is just the absolute horror, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you want it as simple and as straightforward as you can possibly get, which is why the likes of Arctangent now would appeal to me, because it's literally crawl from the festival to the airport,
and you're
you're fucking there. You're
never
on
doing a drive, and I didn't even do the actual drive. Emily did. But coming back from fucking Boomtown last August, like on the way over, like got the ferry and I was supping pints, having the greatest time ever. Then we got there, then drove to Cardiff and then stopped and like did the same thing on the way back. On the way back, like I was still like was days of hungover like when I went back to work, I was sitting there and I was actually like nearly asking people, can we turn down the lights? Like I was like, this is too much. I was fucked for ages. Like I'm never getting in a car again. I'll fly. Never getting in a car doing that again. Like,
but just looking at the prices of all this stuff too that we've been talking about, a shout out must go to the Siege for doing what they do and the level of bands that they're bringing in.
Unbelievable.
When you put it in context like that, it's like, fuck me, man. It's the cost of a night in a hotel and a petrol home, you know?
And it goes out to Dolan's as well, that like, you know.
Who are headlining the Siege this year, and all their friends are commenting on Siege going, how come it's free? Who's that? What band is that? I'm just laughing at it because they're all over the comments going, oh my God, how is this for free? Is it a UK band?
Harbinger fucking...
Might be them.
Is it Requiem?
Requiem?
No, I think it might have been Harbinger. There's an English band playing anyway, and all their friends are going, how is this possible? We never knew this was free. Because one of them went, how much is this? And Tall John answered, it's free. How is this possible?
Tell them to grow the fuck up.
It's some selling point, though, in fairness, like, I mean, for anyone looking in from across, you know, because we all talk about leaving Ireland to go to festivals. There's people obviously in the UK want to come over to Ireland and savor some Irish metal. Like, I think
I'll give
a free festival, man. Unreal.
I'll give a shout out to As One Fest as well. That was a really good hardcore gig, that festival that went on in January.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal what they did there.
What was that?
$4,000. Unreal what they did there.
It was a one-day hardcore festival that went on in the Grand Social.
Yeah.
It was €23 on the day, and all the money went to charity for women's shelters and stuff.
That's awesome.
It was in relation. It was a direct. The whole thing was put together after the fires in Dublin.
Yeah.
And with those absolute fucking cunts, that burnt.
Yes.
It just racist assholes, just fucking low-level spastics.
Yeah.
That you know did exactly what and that, like, for the hardcore, the DHC kind of Dublin hardcore community to put together something like that, unbelievable. Like, they fucking nailed it. Like,
I hope it becomes an annual thing, because I'll definitely go
That'd
next
be
time.
sick. Yeah.
You mean the gig? No, not the fires. You mean the gig?
The gig, the gig.
Imagine Letty being like,
I hope that's an annual.
Really brought us all together. Like,
okay, so that's it. Shout outs again, Evan and Joe. Howard, have you any gigs coming up there? I mentioned it at the start, so just one more time.
Loads.
Quiet for us. We're doing the Siege of Limerick. We're waiting.
I can't wait, man.
I can't wait to see what that.
We got.
Do you think you'll get a main stage?
I'll keep it to myself for now. But we got the test pressings this week for the vinyl.
Nice.
So we're hoping for news on that in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
We'll say
it's incredible. It is incredible.
It is unbelievable.
That album is. Yeah.
What you think?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Howard, I've spoken to you briefly about it already. Like, I thought Pillars was the best thing I've ever heard in my fucking life from an Irish band. And next minute, the first track of the album, I can't remember the name at the moment, I heard that and went, wow, fucking wow. So look, top to bottom, this album is incredible. It is. It's
thanks, lads.
Brilliant.
Release of the year, anyway.
Best thing you've done without a doubt. And
it's phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
So that'll be Siege free.
Yeah.
Class.
Who's pressing that, by the way, Howard? Who's doing the press feed, the vinyl?
X Vinyl?
I think it's a place. No, it's a place in the Czech. So the label are figuring it out, and they get the test
very good.
press back this week, and then we give them the thumbs up next week.
Excellent.
I think, and
nice.
away we go. I'm not sure what the plant is, but I think it's in the Czech Republic. I don't think it's X Vinyl X.
You were going to do that originally, were you?
We were originally ourselves.
Yeah.
Going to go to do that. Yeah.
Watch that space. Brilliant. And Joe and Evan, we'll see very soon, only in 2 weeks' time, really, innit?
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great old crack. Really looking like we've never played together, Ev, before. So
no, we'd never played together. I think like every band on the Uncultivates and like Gamma Bomb and Party Cannon, it's like there's a level of just having the crack to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just pure party anthems. Now that's what I call party.
Yeah, oh man, the in between band songs on the PA are going to be fucking absolutely hectic.
Yeah,
so
I was talking to Stephen. He was like, "Oh, do you have any things like we have our intro?" But I was like, "Can you just play the most fucking weird country shit?" Like,
you got to put some Toby Keith in there, Evan. Now that
like when people are coming on, I'm like
the Flying Burrito Brothers, Evan. Flying Burrito Brothers.
And now you're fucking talking, man.
Yeah, just have people come into this trash gig where it's like loads of country, and then
it just works so well, man. It'd be fucking.
It's gonna be so funny, like, and then
it's gonna be fucking class doing these. In these gigs.
I'm buzzing, like I'm really buzzing now.
I think we have a week in Germany coming up in March, and then we have like a couple of gigs in Japan, and then a couple.
I saw you announced Japan. That's sick because
that's savage.
It'll be advanced. Like
I've seen people comment on your things asking about coming to Japan, and you commented back being like, "Let us know of a promoter." But was that how that kind of came about, or
no? Like it was the people who brought us over last time.
Yeah, you were there before, yeah.
Yeah, they've got like a little like kind of label or whatever, and they released the last couple albums over there, so they were kind of keen to get us back. So it's gonna be nice. They're kind of very specific. So they were like, do 2 nights, but you can't play any song twice. Like so, you have to do like a hour and a half one night and an hour and a half the next night. And like, because all our songs are 2 minutes, it means you have to learn like fucking 70 songs or something like that. Start covering Hell Ripper songs or whatever.
They'll never know.
Okay, that's it, lads. Thanks very much. Letty, any more comments, Slate and me before we go?
No, they've moved on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alex again from Alex Dissonance. Man, that hardcore fest in Dublin looks incredible.
My man.
FOMO when I saw videos, and Danny Butler with
Danny B.
I'll be down in Dolan's for that. Can't wait. And Conjuring from the Hellfire Club. That new Uncultivate single is deadly.
Cool.
Whack it, whoa.
Well done, Adrian. Thanks for watching or listening.
Ye fucking ha.
Actually, Evan, before you go, that promo clip you did for Uncultivate has to be spoken about.
All right, yeah.
The camera came from behind you, and I was waiting.
Man.
Honest to God, I was working. Hammer. I was in working in here.
The screwdriver, man.
They literally came. Like the box of them are right behind me now, but t-shirts came, and Emily was literally in the middle of cooking like our lunch, and I was like, I don't know, do something quick, just come up and do this. And I had like, it's like when you don't put thought into it and be like 3 seconds in, we sold way more t-shirts when that came out than we had in the pre-orders, and it was just Brilliant. Like I was like, oh yeah, we sold a few, whatever. That came out within like 5-6 hours of that. It was like, oh yeah, okay. Right, okay. Mad. Just the weirder we are, the better it is.
I'm looking forward to seeing them in person.
Yeah.
Evan in a pair of hot pants and a fucking t-shirt and,
and zero DIY skills. Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting. Like.
Yes.
I never knew a screwdriver could do so many jobs, huh? There you go.
I know, yeah. It's all in the elbow, like, yeah, you fix anything with the elbow.
Like, how was Keane with this? Like, he literally fucking hijacked Uncultivates from him. Like,
oh, he fucking how is as if we're forcing Keane to do this? Are you for real? Like,
he's happy enough to fucking go with the flow on this one.
I think so, because I remember when he came out and we reviewed it on the forums, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was just a one-man act, like, and he gets in all these fucking lunatics then, and now the lunatics are running the asylum.
He was doing it wrong then. He's doing it right now.
Keane, you have my sympathy. You've let the lunatics run the asylum.
Don't talk about the prospector like that.
Blink twice if you need help, Keane.
Yeah.
Okay, lads, thanks for taking the time to come on the show. Much appreciated. Pat, enjoy your retirement.
Enjoy the retirement.
Is that what it's called? No, officially. Thanks very much.
Yeah. You're old enough for it now at this stage.
I have a coach waiting for me at Dunk.
And a fucking big dog as well. And we never talked about the dog interrupting episodes.
Oh, yeah. He's a big fucker. Yeah, he got in the way. He's a Great Dane, by the way. Yeah, so he threw his head in every now and then. Yeah,
he's just look at Pat's profile. You'll understand when you see the size of the fucking dog.
He's a monster.
So Evan, Danielle, Howard, Letty, Joe, and Pat, what a gang, lads. Thanks a million for taking the time to come on tonight. And thanks for everybody that followed us from Facebook over to YouTube. In future, it's going to be YouTube. It's painless. And
yes.
Yeah, come here, lads. And thanks for having me on the show, by the way. I love that. It was a great crack for the last hour and a half, I'd say. Thanks for that. Cheers.
Yeah, it won't happen again.
Changes are happening with the Metal Cell and the Smash and Skull sessions. And please keep supporting us. You know, we keep the stuff coming out. And crucially, support your local metal scene.
Rock and roll.
Great stuff.